Hello channel viewers, I'm DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on channel NITT. So the INTJ and the ENTJ are very similar, but somewhat different. There are advantages of being an ENTJ, and definitely there are also advantages of being the INTJ. So in the end, I think they even out. In this episode, I'm going to talk about something I really admire of the INTJ. Although the INTJ may not have used this advantage intentionally or deliberately, this is still a very huge advantage that the INTJ has over the ENTJ. And what is it? And that is impulse control. So when the INTJ is angry, sometimes they are so stone-faced that you don't even know that they are angry, but it is powerful. On the other hand, when the ENTJ does get angry, it is possible that a disaster may strike. This is because Fi is the ENTJ's inferior function. When the threshold of the ENTJ is exceeded, they may do very rash and impulsive things such as shouting or even coming out with a potential fight or an assault. As an ENTJ, I am very aware that anger management is not one of my fortes. When I was younger especially, I do have anger management issues. When I'm angry, I shout and yell. Sometimes I flip tables and I bang doors. Although rare, I sometimes also challenge a person to hit me so that I can hit the person back. On the fire! So in this sense, the ENTJ can really be a hooligan or a gangster. But as you all know, this is the worst way of dealing with people. Why? Because when you are angry, you are actually going to be very weak. When you are angry and you lose your temper, when people look at you, they know that you are actually a person who is like an impish child. You are childish, you have poor anger management, and you have a lot of issues probably. On the other hand, it is very rare to see an INTJ in an emotional outburst because they are angry, partly because their threshold is higher than the ENTJ, given that the ENTJ is an extrovert. I have already explained the concept of threshold in one of my previous episodes. So just to refresh your memory, in case you have missed the episode, extroverts actually have lower threshold than introverts. So it is not surprising for the extroverts to actually feel stressed, get angry or frustrated much easier than the introverts. Now for that matter, I think ENTJs have very poor reputation when it comes to managing their anger. When they get angry, it is like hell. However, as I get older, maybe probably because I got more mature, so my threshold has actually increased. So given the same situation that I may have experienced last time, today I am more able to control myself and say that okay, that's fine. However, I still do realize that there are times whereby my anger is almost reaching its maximum. So what do you do when you're in this kind of a situation? Fellow ENTJs, I have a tactic for you and it works. So understand that you are more powerful when you are quiet. You don't have to cry father, cry mother or throw into a huge rage to demonstrate that you are angry. Sometimes like the INTJ, just piercing stare will do. Learn from the INTJ. So one thing that I actually tried that I realized that is very powerful is go quiet or curb your temper and go cool. So this does not mean that you're going to control and take it in. It's not the way the ENTJ likes to do things. You can still tell a person off, but you don't have to shout. What can you do? When you are angry with a person, stare at the person. So instead of shouting what you want to say, lean forward to the person and tell that message into the person's ear. So you stare at the person, instead of shouting, you lean forward to the person if that's ever possible, and then speak into his or her left ear. Something like, fuck you. And then lean back. Or, may you die a horrible death. And lean back. That is way more powerful than shouting off the words. And then, after you are done, just look at the person and smile. I've tried that, it feels good. And your anger subsides, things are under control, and the person gets a little bit frightened because you look like you are a psycho or somebody who cannot be messed with. That's good. Now of course, the INTJ will not go about any confrontation as the ENTJ would. So in this regard, we're quite different, and I think the INTJ should be admired in that sense. But I know that as an ENTJ, you just want to speak your mind. So go ahead and try this new tactic. Okay, at Channel NITT, we produce a lot of INTJ, ENTJ videos such as this one. If you've enjoyed our video, do give us a like. If you have not already subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more INTJ, ENTJ and fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to sign off now, and I'll see you in our next episode. Bye bye.